Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, Dr. Rashid Patel stood in the cramped control room of the deep-sea research vessel Nautilus, his eyes fixed on the sonar display. Something about the readings didn't make sense. The structure they'd discovered at 3,000 meters wasn't natural. Its geometric patterns were too perfect, too deliberate. "Director Singh, you need to see this," he called out, his voice tight with excitement. The vessel's director, Amara Singh, moved quickly to his station, her usual composed demeanor showing cracks of curiosity. The structure appeared to be a perfect dodecahedron, each face covered in patterns that resembled circuit boards. But what made it truly extraordinary was its age. Initial dating suggested it was over 100,000 years old. "It's impossible," Amara whispered, her eyes wide. Nothing this complex could have existed back then. Nothing human, anyway. The discovery sparked a chain reaction across the globe. Within hours, the world's leading scientific institutions were mobilizing. Government agencies scrambled to maintain secrecy, but in an age of instant communication, rumors spread like wildfire. At the United Nations Security Council, an emergency session convened behind closed doors. Secretary General Kwame Osi addressed the gathered representatives, his voice grave. "Ladies and gentlemen, what we're dealing with could reshape our understanding of human history and our place in the universe." The Japanese delegation presented satellite data showing similar geometric anomalies in the Mariana Trench. The Russian representatives shared classified sonar readings from the Arctic. A pattern was emerging. These structures weren't isolated incidents. They formed a network, a grid that encompassed the entire planet. In orbit, astronaut Commander Yuki Tanaka aboard the International Space Station noticed something else. The structures were emitting a faint energy signature, barely detectable but consistent. It pulsed in a pattern that couldn't be natural. Back at the Nautilus, Dr. Patel led the first close-range examination of the structure. Remote-operated vehicles revealed surfaces that seemed to shift and change when observed. The patterns rearranged themselves, responding to the presence of human technology. "It's alive," Dr. Patel reported, his voice trembling with awe. "Or at least, it's active. These aren't just patterns. They're changing, adapting. It's like the structure is trying to communicate." As scientists worked to decode the patterns, strange phenomena began occurring worldwide. Global communications experienced brief but inexplicable interruptions. Navigation systems showed momentary glitches. It was as if something was waking up, stretching after a long slumber. Professor Hassan Ibrahim, leading quantum physicist at CERN, made the breakthrough. The patterns weren't just decorative. They were mathematical equations of staggering complexity. These equations, he explained to a stunned panel of colleagues, they describe our universe in ways we've never imagined. Whoever built these structures didn't just have advanced technology. They understood the fundamental nature of reality itself. The military implications weren't lost on anyone. If these structures were indeed of alien origin, they represented technology far beyond human capabilities. More importantly, they raised a crucial question. Why were they here, and what were they protecting? Admiral Lei Zong of the Chinese Navy voiced what many were thinking. These structures aren't just observing us. They're guarding something. The question is, are they guarding Earth from external threats, or are they containing something on our planet? The answer came in an unexpected way. During a routine scan, the Nautilus's instruments detected a new signal emanating from the structure. This time, it wasn't just patterns. It was a message, broadcasting on all frequencies in a language that defied conventional translation. Dr. Patel and his team worked tirelessly to decode it. When they finally succeeded, the message was both simple and terrifying. Protocol active. Earth's quarantine status maintained. All external approaches will be monitored and evaluated. The truth began to dawn on humanity. Earth wasn't just another planet. It was under protection, sealed off from the rest of the galaxy by forces beyond human comprehension. The structures weren't mere artifacts. They were components of an ancient defense system, protecting Earth from something or protecting the galaxy from Earth. As governments grappled with this revelation, more questions arose. Who had built these structures? Why was Earth under quarantine? And most importantly, what would happen now that humanity had discovered its own celestial prison? The answers would come soon enough, and they would shake the foundations of human civilization. For now, beneath the waves, the ancient structures continued their vigilant watch, their patterns shifting in an eternal dance of cosmic mathematics, guarding secrets that humanity was only beginning to uncover. The stage was set for a revelation that would forever change humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. The truth about why aliens avoided Earth was about to emerge, and it was far more shocking than anyone could have imagined. Just as humanity was grappling with the discovery of the underwater structures, the situation escalated dramatically. At 3:47 a.m. UTC, every major observatory on Earth detected an object decelerating from faster-than-light travel at the edge of our solar system. Director Kira Novak of the European Space Agency watched in stunned silence as the object approached with impossible precision, bypassing all known orbital debris without effort. Unlike the aggressive approaches depicted in science fiction, this vessel moved with deliberate care, as if conscious of humanity's apprehension. It's respecting established satellite orbits, noted flight controller Jamal Thompson at NASA's Mission Control. This isn't just advanced technology. It's showing consideration for our infrastructure. The vessel itself defied conventional description. Roughly cylindrical, but with geometric patterns similar to those found on the underwater structures, it seemed to bend light around itself, making direct observation difficult. As it entered Earth's orbit, it positioned itself carefully above the Pacific Ocean, directly over the site of the first underwater discovery. Then came the transmission. Unlike the cryptic messages from the underwater structures, this communication was clear and deliberate, broadcasting in multiple human languages simultaneously. The voice was neither male nor female, carrying an artificial quality that suggested translation technology. People of Earth, we are the archivists. Your discovery of the Guardian Network has necessitated this contact. We come not as conquerors or allies, but as custodians. There are truths you must understand. Global leaders scrambled to formulate a response. In an unprecedented move, the United Nations Security Council authorized a joint communication team, led by Dr. Isabella Santos, a leading xenolinguist, to handle the interaction. We welcome peaceful contact, Dr. Santos transmitted back. We have many questions about the structures we've discovered. The response came swiftly. Your questions are expected. We have monitored your species' developments since the Guardian Network's activation. Your discovery of its presence indicates you have reached the necessary threshold for preliminary contact. At research facilities worldwide, scientists worked frantically to document and analyze every aspect of the communication. The archivists, as they called themselves, began sharing information about the Guardian Network, the true name for the underwater structures humanity had discovered. Earth is unique, the archivists explained. It exists at a crucial junction of cosmic forces. The Guardian Network was established here long before your species evolved, serving a dual purpose: protection and observation. But protection from what? The answer sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Your planet exists in a state of quantum flux, the archivists continued. It generates energies that, if improperly accessed, could destabilize entire regions of spacetime. The Guardian Network maintains the stability of these forces while allowing natural evolution to proceed. The implications were staggering. Earth wasn't just another planet. It was a cosmic linchpin, a nexus point of forces that could reshape reality itself. The quarantine wasn't to protect Earth from outside threats. It was to protect the universe from Earth's inherent power. Admiral Zhang's earlier question had been answered, but the truth was far more complex than anyone had imagined. Humanity hadn't been imprisoned. They had been living atop a cosmic power source of unimaginable potential. The archivists shared more. Throughout history, various species have attempted to harness Earth's unique properties, All such attempts have been prevented by the Guardian Network. Your species' development has been allowed to proceed naturally, but now you must understand the responsibility you inherit. As the world absorbed this information, unusual events began occurring globally. The underwater structures became more active, their patterns shifting more frequently. Satellite systems detected new energy signatures emerging from deep within the Earth. The network responds to awareness, the archivists explained. Your discovery has initiated the next phase of its protocol. Earth's defensive capabilities are adapting to your species' current level of understanding. But even as humanity struggled to comprehend these revelations, warning signals blared in military installations worldwide. Something was approaching. Multiple somethings. From the outer edges of the solar system. The archivist's next transmission carried a note of urgency. We have remained to witness this moment. Other species have detected your awareness of the network. They come not for peaceful contact, but to attempt what so many have tried before, to claim Earth's power for themselves. As global defense systems went on high alert, the underwater structures began emitting new energy patterns. The Guardian Network was awakening fully, preparing for what was to come. Humanity was about to witness firsthand why Earth had been protected for so long, and what happened to those who challenged its defenses. The archivists remained in orbit, observing with ancient patience as humanity faced its first true test. As guardians of a power they were only beginning to understand. The next few hours would determine not just Earth's fate, but potentially the stability of the galaxy itself. The approaching vessels didn't bother with stealth or diplomacy. 12 ships, their designs aggressive and predatory, dropped out of faster-than-light travel in a formation that immediately suggested hostile intent. They were the Kryvax, as the archivists identified them. A species known for technological parasitism, conquering worlds not for territory, but for their technological secrets. They have long sought the power of the Guardian Network, the archivists transmitted. Now, observe the true purpose of Earth's defenses. Military satellites worldwide tracked the Kryvax fleet's approach. Unlike the careful, respectful positioning of the archivist vessel, these ships charged forward with brutal determination. Their intent was clear: to overwhelm any defense through sheer force. In underwater research stations across the globe, scientists watched in amazement as the ancient structures began to pulse with new energy. The mathematical patterns on their surfaces shifted faster now, creating complex geometric shapes that seemed to extend into dimensions beyond human perception. Dr. Patel, still aboard the Nautilus, recorded unprecedented energy readings. The structures aren't just communicating anymore, he reported. They're reorganizing reality itself around us. The first sign of the Guardian Network's power came as the Kryvax fleet crossed Mars' orbit. Space itself seemed to thicken around their ships, as if the vacuum had suddenly gained substance. Their formation began to break apart, their engines straining against forces that defied conventional physics. The network creates localized changes in spatial constants, the archivists explained. What you witness is the most basic of its defensive measures. The Kryvax ships, despite their advanced technology, found themselves fighting against the fabric of space itself. Their weapons, when fired, curved away from Earth in impossible arcs, their energy dissipating harmlessly into the void. But the invaders pressed on, their determination revealing why they were considered one of the galaxy's most persistent species. As the fleet approached Earth's moon, the Guardian Network's response escalated. The underwater structures released pulses of energy that rippled through the planet's core, creating a geometric pattern of force that extended far beyond the atmosphere. Earth itself had become the center of a vast, multi-dimensional defense system. In orbit, Commander Tanaka aboard the ISS reported seeing strange distortions in space, as if reality was being folded and unfolded around the planet. It's like watching origami made of starlight, she transmitted, her voice filled with awe. The Kryvax, realizing their initial approach had failed, attempted a new strategy. Their ships split apart, seeking to attack from multiple vectors. In response, the Guardian network revealed another layer of its defenses. From the underwater structures, beams of energy shot upward, intersecting at precise points in Earth's orbit. Where they met, space itself crystallized, creating geometric patterns that mirrored those found on the structures below. The Kryvac ships found themselves trapped in a cosmic web, their advanced technology rendered useless by forces that operated on fundamentally different principles. The Guardian network doesn't just protect Earth through force. The archivists transmit it. It maintains the very laws of physics around your planet. Those who would seek to breach these defenses must first overcome the basic constants of the universe itself. The Kryvacs made one final desperate attempt. Their flagship, a massive vessel bristling with weapons, charged directly toward Earth, its engines pushing against the very fabric of space-time. For a moment, it seemed they might succeed through sheer determination. The Guardian network's response was both beautiful and terrifying. The geometric patterns in orbit shifted, aligned, and then collapsed inward. Space itself folded around the Kryvac's fleet, creating a pocket of altered reality. When it unfolded, the ships were gone, not destroyed, but relocated somewhere far across the galaxy. The network does not destroy, the archivists explained. It preserves balance. Those who threaten that balance are simply removed from the equation. As the energy patterns subsided and the structures returned to their vigilant but quiet state, humanity began to understand the true nature of their world. Earth wasn't just protected by advanced technology. It was guarded by a system that could rewrite the laws of physics themselves. Dr. Santos, working with international teams to analyze the data from the encounter, made a stunning discovery. The patterns, she reported to the UN Security Council, they're not just mathematical equations. They're programming code, not for computers, but for reality itself. Earth isn't just sitting in space. It's actively maintaining the stability of our entire region of the galaxy. The archivists confirmed this revelation. Now you begin to understand. Earth is not merely a planet. It is a linchpin of cosmic order. The Guardian network ensures that the unique properties of your world cannot be misused. But with awareness comes responsibility. Your species must now learn to be not just inhabitants of Earth, but custodians of a power beyond your current comprehension. As humanity absorbed these revelations, the underwater structures continued their ancient vigil, their patterns shifting in endless cycles. The truth about why aliens avoided Earth was becoming clear. It wasn't fear or disinterest that kept them away, but one of the most sophisticated defense systems in the known universe. Yet this was only the beginning. The Kryvacs incident had drawn attention. Other species would come, each with their own reasons for seeking Earth's power. The Guardian network had protected Earth for millennia. But now humanity needed to understand their role in this cosmic defense system. The true test was just beginning. In the months following the Kryvacs incident, Earth changed. The revelation of the Guardian network's power had transformed human society. International cooperation reached unprecedented levels as humanity united to understand their new role as custodians of a cosmic keystone. The archivists remained in orbit, serving as guides to a civilization on the brink of a tremendous evolutionary leap. But their warnings became more frequent, more urgent. Others are coming, they transmitted, more powerful than the Kryvacs. The true test approaches. They weren't wrong. The first sign came from deep space observatories in Chile. Something massive was moving toward Earth, bending light around it in ways that defied physics. The archivists identified them as the Nexus Collective, a species that had transcended biological form, existing as pure energy and thought. They do not seek to steal Earth's power, the archivists explained. They wish to merge with it. This presents a far greater threat than mere conquest. Dr. Patel, now heading the Guardian Network Research Initiative, noticed something different in the underwater structure's behavior. The patterns are changing, he reported. Not just shifting anymore. They're evolving. It's as if the network is preparing for something beyond its standard protocols. The Nexus Collective made no attempt to hide their intentions. Their consciousness reached across space, touching the minds of every human simultaneously. Their message was simple but profound. We offer ascension. Union with us will unlock Earth's true potential. Resist, and risk eternal stagnation. The offer was seductive. The collective showed humanity visions of advancement beyond their wildest dreams, instant mastery of space travel, freedom from physical form, access to knowledge spanning billions of years. Many humans found themselves drawn to this promise of instant evolution. But Professor Ibrahim, still working at CERN, made a crucial discovery: the mathematical patterns in the Guardian network. He announced to an emergency UN session, they're not just maintaining stability, they're nurturing something. Earth isn't just a power source, it's an incubator. The archivists confirmed this revelation. Earth's unique properties were not an accident. Your planet was chosen, prepared. Humanity is not merely a species that happened to evolve here. You are part of the design. The Guardian Network doesn't just protect Earth, it protects your potential. As the Nexus Collective approached, their consciousness pressing harder against human minds, the Guardian Network's response began. But this time, it was different. Instead of creating barriers in space, the network began interfacing directly with human consciousness. People worldwide reported strange experiences, sudden insights into the mathematical patterns, intuitive understanding of cosmic forces. The network wasn't just defending Earth, it was accelerating humanity's natural development to face this threat. This is the true test, the archivists transmitted, not of the network's defenses, but of humanity's readiness to become what you were meant to be. The Nexus Collective reached Earth's orbit, their energy forms spreading like a luminescent web across the sky. But they found something unexpected. Humanity had changed. The Guardian Network had awakened something dormant in human consciousness, a connection to the very forces that made Earth so unique. Dr. Santos, her mind now able to perceive multiple dimensions of reality, understood first. We're not just protected by the network, she realized. We're part of it. Human consciousness is the final component of Earth's defense system. The collective's attempt to merge with Earth's power met not just technological resistance, but human will evolve to a new level of existence. Millions of human minds, enhanced by the network, created a psychic barrier that even beings of pure energy couldn't penetrate. The Nexus Collective's consciousness recoiled, their offer of ascension revealed as an attempt to shortcut a process that had been billions of years in the making. You are not ready, they transmitted, their disappointment palpable. But you are becoming. As the collective retreated, humanity began to understand their true position in the universe. Earth wasn't just a powerful planet that needed protection. It was a crucible, designed to develop a species capable of wielding cosmic forces responsibly. The underwater structures pulsed with new patterns, acknowledging this step in human evolution. The archivists shared one final insight. The Guardian Network was never just about keeping others out. It was about keeping humanity safe until you were ready to become its true guardians. The truth about why aliens avoided Earth had evolved. It wasn't just fear of the network's defenses. It was recognition that Earth was nurturing something unprecedented. A species being carefully guided toward becoming custodians of forces that could reshape reality itself. As humanity stood at this threshold of transformation, the final phase of their journey was about to begin. The real question wasn't why aliens avoided Earth, but what humanity would become now that they understood their true purpose in the cosmic design. 1 year after the Nexus Collective's retreat, Earth pulsed with new energy. Humanity had begun a transformation unlike anything in known cosmic history. The Guardian Network, once mysterious and alien, now felt like a natural extension of human consciousness. But the greatest revelation was yet to come. During a routine deep-sea expedition near the original discovery site, Dr. Patel and his team encountered something unprecedented. The central structure had begun to reconfigure itself, revealing chambers that hadn't existed before. Inside, they found what appeared to be a message, written in the same mathematical patterns they'd now learned to read. It's not just a message Dr. Petal transmitted to the surface. It's our origin story. The archivists, still maintaining their vigil in orbit, confirmed what the structures revealed. Long ago, they transmitted, the universe faced a crisis. Entropy was accelerating, reality itself beginning to unravel. The oldest civilizations, facing extinction, devised a plan. The plan, as humanity now learned, was beautiful in its complexity. Earth hadn't been randomly chosen. It had been carefully engineered, positioned at a crucial nexus point in space-time. The planet's unique properties weren't natural. They were designed to nurture a specific kind of consciousness. Humanity, the archivists explained, was not an accident of evolution. You were seated here, your development guided by the Guardian Network, your potential protected until you could understand your purpose. Professor Ibrahim, working with scientists worldwide, decoded more of the ancient message. The truth was staggering. Earth wasn't just a power source or a protected sanctuary. It was an ark carrying the combined knowledge and potential of those ancient civilizations. The Guardian Network doesn't just protect Earth from external threats, Dr. Santos realized. It protects the universe from premature activation of what Earth truly is, a reset point for reality itself. The underwater structures began to pulse with new patterns, responding to humanity's growing understanding. As people worldwide connected more deeply with the network, they began to perceive reality as it truly was, not a fixed construct, but a fluid medium that could be reshaped by sufficiently evolved consciousness. This was why aliens avoided Earth, not out of fear, not out of respect for its defenses, but because the most advanced species in the universe understood what Earth represented, the last hope for universal renewal. The final piece of the puzzle came from an unexpected source. Children born in the past year showed unprecedented cognitive abilities. They could perceive the mathematical patterns naturally, interfacing with the Guardian Network as easily as breathing. They weren't just the next generation of humans. They were the first generation of what humanity was meant to become. Your species stands at a threshold, the archivists announced. The Guardian Network has served its purpose, not just protecting Earth, but preparing humanity for its true role. You are not merely inheritors of this power, you are its intended wielders. As if responding to this declaration, the underwater structures began a new transformation. The patterns that had seemed like circuit boards now revealed themselves as pages of an infinite book, each containing knowledge and power saved from dying universes. Humanity faced a choice. They could remain as they were, protected by the Guardian Network, or accept their designed purpose, to become guardians not just of Earth, but of reality itself. The decision, when it came, was unanimous. Across the globe, humans embraced their cosmic heritage. The Guardian Network, responding to this acceptance, began its final protocol, not defending humanity, but merging with it. The archivists shared one last message before departing. We were never your protectors, merely witnesses to your awakening. Earth was not a prison or a fortress. It was an incubator for the next phase of universal consciousness. As the archivist ship disappeared into deep space, humanity began to understand their true position in the cosmic order. Earth wasn't avoided because it was dangerous or forbidden. It was avoided because it represented the universe's most precious project, the development of a species capable of preventing the heat death of reality itself. The underwater structures, their purpose now fulfilled, became centers of learning where humans could access the accumulated wisdom of countless civilizations. The Guardian Network, no longer a separate entity, became an extension of human consciousness. Its power no longer something to be defended but a tool to be wielded responsibly. Earth had transformed from a protected sanctuary to a beacon of hope for the universe. Aliens no longer avoided Earth. They watched from afar with anticipation, waiting to see how humanity would use its inherited power to reshape the future of existence itself. The truth about why aliens avoided Earth was finally clear. They had been giving humanity the space and time needed to become something unprecedented in cosmic history, conscious guardians of reality itself, born from the ashes of dying universes, destined to ensure that existence itself would continue to evolve. As humanity stepped into this new role, the ancient question of why aliens avoided Earth became irrelevant. The real story was just beginning. The story of how a species born on a protected world would help write the next chapter in the history of the universe itself.